How's it going, friends? Today I bring you this Whirlpool dryer, which we are going to change the timer, but as you can see, it is working. Here it does not have a knob, the timer broke at the axis part, but I left it a few days ago, I left it automatic. So when I open the door, it is the only way to stop this dryer. So we disconnect the power to change the new timer, the one that was ordered. So we're going to remove this top section, this gray panel, which consists of 5 screws. And once that's done, we're going to disconnect all the connectors or plugs from the timer. As you can see, the timer has a connector A that was already unplugged, the one that's right there above the little motor. It has 2 screws which we're going to remove, but it was working because I had disconnected the motor. So let me show you. The timer itself, the shaft broke, which is what's missing there. You can see it's broken, and this one here has it intact. This numbering is different, but it's the replacement part. All the cycles match, so you can take note of this code you're seeing here, which is the replacement. It works 100% just like the original, okay? So let's open up the timer. To open it, we need to remove these 2 Phillips screws. This motor right here is what makes it turn and complete the cycle. So if we disconnect it, if we leave it without the motor, we'll have an infinite cycle, okay? So we remove the motor, turn the timer over, take off the top plate, and what we find are the contact plates, the metal strips that make the connections. So all we're going to do is turn this dial, and when you start turning it to the right, the metal strips begin to touch each other, making contact. So when I had set it to run directly, I try to make sure all the strips are making their respective contacts. Then I close it up again, and this way I leave it with an infinite cycle, okay? So I'll talk about this in another video a bit later in more detail. So once again, we put the cover back on. This was just so you could see roughly how I set the timer to run infinitely, okay? And this cable doesn't get connected. So we put everything back together, but with the new timer secured with its 2 screws. And take a good look. The connector for the motor is still missing. I had taped this up for the previous timer while I was waiting for the replacement. Okay? So just remember, leave the motor plug disconnected and you'll be able to fix it. Now we reconnect everything and we're going to run some tests with this, okay? So all the cycles need to match up. It should turn off where the circle is, or in some cases where it says off, okay? So let's hit play on this to get it started. We're going to set a cycle here, 70 minutes, press play and open it up to see if it's working. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is press play again. So it starts over, but this time we're going to turn it off using the timer by manually turning it to the right, which is its normal direction. Nothing happens, it won't get damaged. It only gets damaged if you turn it the other way. And here we reach the off circle, so it should be off. And that's correct. It's off. So let's select another cycle again. We press play and see that it's working. So let's close it again. Let's turn it on and move it to the one right after off.